This, y'all. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all. Hi, I'm Bonnie Gillespie. Welcome to another live stream. I made it. Hello. I made it. I'm late. I would apologize, but it's Pisces season. And Pisces knows no time. Pisces is all about a vibe of why would we use something as inconvenient and clunky as time? That's so weird. Why would we use words? They're so limiting. Yes. So, welcome to the Pisces season. Hello. Good to see you, Teresa. Hi, honey. Keith, my lover. Day. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Wednesday, indeed. Mercury's day. Carla, good to see you from Victoria. Lovely. We are not trying to steal Canada, no matter what amount of news gets to y'all. Nobody wants to make Canada a state. I would like to come be adopted by Canada, please. Deb Marie, always good to see you. Thank you for your service. I am so ready for this big self-hug. Have you hugged yourself today? And even if you have, do it again because it feels good. Get grounded. Get that shadow side. Wearing my Bless Their Bigoted Hearts t-shirt. I am also, I'm going to show off my new book that I'm very excited about. I have another book showing up today. This one is Hexing the Patriarchy. I'm very excited about this new book. It is not new. She wrote it a couple years ago. But this is 26 spells, so they use the alphabet to create things. Money magic. Yay. And lunar love. You know I'm into that. But it goes with the letters of the alphabet. 26. Justice jars. And so everything is with a bent toward dominant culture. No thank you. I'm very, very, very excited about that. Hello, Nicole. So good to see you, sweetheart. J&J. Jessica, also from Alberta. We have another Canadian viewer. So glad y'all are here. Thank you for your support and showing up. I'm looking around at all my things because I was going to show some stuff, and I'm going to see if I haven't completely made it not possible to do that. We're just going to do a quick check of will it let me do a screen share. Invalid source, it says. So it looks like no is the answer to that question. I don't like that answer. Invalid source for screen share. Yep, y'all aren't seeing that. Let's see, edit. Screen share. Yes. Save. Firefox. Why does it have a lock on it? Unlock. Let's see. Will Firefox show you now if I hit an unlock on it? Doesn't look like. Shoot, I was so excited. I came in here and thought that I had set it up for us to be able to do some screen share because I made some neat things that I wanted to show you, and it looks like it's not gonna work. Dang it. Oh, that's too bad. Shoot. Okay. All right. I made cute slides. I will look at my cute slides. Y'all will look at my cute face. I have wrinkles still on my face from sleeping. From, do you get sheet marks, pillow marks? Oh, well. I made cute slides. So I'm going to look at my cute slides. And y'all will be able to hear all about what is on those cute slides. We're going to talk about the eclipses. We're going to talk about March 2025 to April of 2026 eclipses. And basically what it is the nodes shift signs every... Now I just totally lost my... Really? How do I put my hair up if I lost my hair thingy? Come on, seriously. I gotta now get... It's under the desk! What the hell? I can't get it. Except with my toe. Y'all. What the actual... Bonnie, show up and be here. Okay. I know, it's too much. It's too much DNM. Hello, how are you? It's so good to see you. Hello from Ohio. Debbie, thank you for saying hi. Y'all, the eclipse. eclipses. Every 18 and a half months, the nodal axis shifts from one set of signs to another. And so for the period of time that was July 17th of 2023 to January 11th of 2025, we were on an Aries Libra axis. We had North Node in Aries, which meant turned up energy in the Aries part of our charts, and South Node Libra, which meant it felt like a drain of energy in the Libra part of our charts for a year and a half. It stays in the nodes stay in the sign axis that they're on for 18 and a half months, and it takes 18 and a half years for them to go all the way around the signs. So when the eclipses move into new signs, what's actually happening is those nodes, the North Node, South Node, are shifting to a different axis. And so that means a different set of houses in our charts will get the focus, the energy, the experience of whatever it is that those eclipses are meant to churn up. Because the eclipses are always an intense, unexpected jolt of energy to a very specific axis in our chart. And wherever we have Aries and Libra, we are almost finished with that 18 and a half months of lessons, even though we've already had the nodes shift January 11th, 2025 into Pisces North Node and Virgo South Node. So even though we've shifted, we're going to have one last bonus eclipse in March for the Aries Libra axis, which means there's one last piece of punctuation that the nodes want to put on whatever was happening for us in those houses. So how do you figure out where that is? You're going to look for Aries on your chart. That's the little, I have slides. It's the cute little, you like my sound effect? Little ram horns. And you're going to look for Libra, which is the one flat line and then a line with a bump in the middle. And those are the scales. That's the scales glyph. Hello, Vio from Chicago. So good to see you. I'm so glad y'all are enjoying the ridiculosity of my start today, y'all. So wherever Aries is in your chart, you have been having from summer of 2023 to just January of 2025, you have been having an increase of energy in the Aries part of your chart. So depending on where Aries is in your chart, that means that house, whatever that house represents, has been getting a burst of activity. So for me personally, I am a Libra rising, which puts my Aries across the way in the 7th house. And that means my husband, my spouse, my partner, my +1, getting lots of focus, lots of attention, lots of energy. And my first house, because Libra rising, my first house is where the South Node has been, which means my first house of body, self, personality, self-expression, how I show up in the world, has been feeling a little drained for that year and a half. And I got to tell you, everything I did up until pretty much December of 2024, I felt like I had to take a big nap right after it. Whatever it was that I did, I had to take a big nap right after it. I'm putting glitter. Oh, that got on my eyebrow. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Aries, 10th house, Carla. That means your career got a lot of energy and a lot of attention. Your public eye, who you are in the public eye, got a lot of focus for that year and a half. And your 4th house, which is where your Libra is by extension, your Libra 4th house, which is house and home and property and how you grew up and your roots, felt like a big drain of energy. How's that? Does that track? There, we just did, right there between me and Carla, we just did the angles. We just did first house, seventh house, 10th house, fourth house. Those are the angles, and we did them for cardinal. So y'all, what is happening now is, because we have 2 eclipses in March, and one of them is still in that Aries Libra configuration, we are going to get one last signature move by this Aries increase of energy specifically to really punctuate what it was all about. What was this all about? And so my husband has been going through his Saturn return, and I totally believe we do still have a punctuation mark that we're waiting for. Look at me having a mast cell activation. Can you see the pink of my hands? Y'all, what is going on? Oh, we're in heavy balsamic moon right now. Okay, that's what's happening. We're in heavy balsamic moon. What does that mean? It means we have our new moon in Pisces is tomorrow, and I actually put out a very cute workbook for it. Workbook sounds like homework. And what it actually is you have in your email from me, if you get bond blasts, or in the description of this video, I'll make sure that we edit and put the link in there. I have a new moon workbook, playbook, fun book, activity packet that I love to make available for y'all. I've been really consistent in each new moon since Capricorn new moon, Aquarius new moon, Pisces new moon. So far, so good. I got these going for you. And the goal is every new moon of 2025, and probably through to this time of 2026, I want to get through an astrological year, which runs from Aries to Pisces. I have these new moon workbooks to help you through, like, intention settings and what are some of the things that are really lovely and wonderful for the particular sign that we are doing the new moon focus on. Because new moon is when we plant seeds for what we want to happen. And the new moon in Pisces is all about magic and connection with the divine and the beyond, ancestors, the occult, music, magic, art, creation, all the things that we may want to create and build as brilliant creative souls, and especially mental health, dreaminess, the subconscious, connecting with all of that. So those are some beautiful, wonderful things that are going on with the beautiful Pisces new moon. But what that also means is that right now we are in the balsamic moon. And so that's what I'm reacting to, is I'm laughing at my hubris, my I'm going to schedule today for a live stream. I know it's in balsamic moon. I know it's dark moon. I know that that's really not a great time to have your shit together. Oh, well. I do like the glitter that I put all over my face, though, without a mirror. That was pretty good. All right. So I'm just laughing at myself. Thank you. I'm glad you're laughing at me, too, because, I mean, right? I love the Pisces workbook. My birthday is March 3rd. Holly, that is my husband's birthday. March 3rd. 3-3 is a beautiful birthday. I'm so glad you love the Pisces workbook. That makes me really happy to read and to see and to know. I like to know where these resonate. I really love building them. I love focusing the attention one lunation at a time. So good. Get on that train. We're going to be definitely doing that all through the year. And then I think I will at some point have like a year-long workbook, like for all the new moons, like as an option of something. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going with what I'm building with that, because I'm also writing a book right now, which is part of why I got this, because it is an inspiration for non-traditional format books, because I think mine's going to be a square book. And so anyway, Gillespie, the point, we have these eclipses. As of January 11th, 2025, we shifted the nodal axis to the North Node in Pisces, which means more energy, more amplification of what it is that happens in the Pisces part of your chart, and less energy, in fact, maybe even a drain of energy, of the Virgo part of your chart. And since that kicked in January 11th, 2025, and will persist until July 26th of 2026, it's important to be prepared for what that's going to look like for us. So we'll start with these March 2025 eclipses. Let me go ahead and get the dates, degrees, signs, and all that out the way. All right. I am looking at my Aligned Hustle calendar with all my notes scribbled on in, looks like green ink was the choice. It was red ink for February because I was doing my Mars remediation. This is the Aligned Hustle calendar, available at a link near you. Yeah, so first eclipse is a lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse is the equivalent of a full moon. And this one is going to be what would have been full moon in Virgo, because in Pisces season, Pisces sun season, which we're now in, we would usually have a Virgo full moon, because Virgo is the opposite sign of the zodiac. It is the across the chart wheel sign. That is the axis, the nodal axis that we're working for these eclipses. And so that would have been a full moon in Virgo. And under full moons, we do all sorts of cool witchy shit. But in a lunar eclipse, we do not do spell work or releasings or rituals or charge our crystals or any of the fun things that we would usually do in a full moon. No. Under a lunar eclipse, we want to protect our crystals, like actually put them to sleep, put them under cover. Don't let them get into that intense moon experience. Clean your tools. If you are someone who has like an altar, it's a great time to reset the altar, but be careful with what you're doing with everything, because you are going to have a lot of energy as you connect with these energetic tools and these things that represent these workings that you tend to do. And it's just too intense an energy to want to infuse your tools with that energy. But it's a great time to do things like reset an altar. And I've actually already started that process, because we had to do some, like we had some work happening in our apartment and it involved this room. And so I got to pull out my altar and my candles and my crystals. And I just decided to do a little energetic reset while we were doing that. So the one that happens on the 13th of March, it's actually happening the 14th of March everywhere else. It is the 13th of March for me because I'm in Pacific time zone, and so that's what time my calendar is set to. But for probably most folks, it is going to be in the wee hours on the 14th of March. It is a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and the degree at which that is happening is 23 degrees Virgo. What does that mean? Anything that you have in a mutable sign, mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So anything you have near 23 degrees of a mutable sign is going to really feel the energy of that eclipse. And that again is happening at 11:54 p.m. Pacific, March 13th. So translate that into the 14th for your other time zones around the world. Thank you for allowing this lazy American to say, it's 11:54 where I am. I'll figure it out. I know. You've got it. You know what to do. Everybody knows LA likes to center ourselves in the center of the world because, why wouldn't we? We're Hollywood. Okay. So what does this mean? The eclipse that is happening on the 13th/14th of March is going to be a drain of energy, specifically in the Virgo part of your chart. And it is going to be something that you will see happen again and again between now and middle of 2026. Because the Virgo part of your chart is going to have the South Node visiting it for 18 and a half months, it is a drain of energy in wherever that is in your chart. And what I like to prepare you for is what that means you could do less of, as a way of preparing yourself for not having as much energy to do the things that you usually do in your Virgo house. As opposed to like, oh, be scared, be scared. You heard me just say a little bit ago that while the South Node was in Libra, my first house, I literally had to sleep after every freaking thing that I did that took energy, and everything took more energy than I thought it should. Don't let that scare you. I've been going through an odyssey of self-healing and mind-body medicine and all sorts of recalibrating, and I have had one transit after the next, along with some progressions and along with some profections that have just been like, these are things that would knock you on your ass on their own, and I've had them all back to back to back to back, starting at around age 47. We're finally out. Like, as the nodes shifted to Pisces and Virgo in January of 2025, I actually felt myself exhaling and having more energy than I've had in years, and that continues to be true. So I'm like, thank God we got this off my first house. But we're going to go house by house and talk about these so that y'all will be able to get a better sense of what to expect house by house. Okay, so the next eclipse in March is happening on the 29th. So 29th of March. And this is the one that I was like, special asterisk, hang on about. This one is finishing up the Aries Libra eclipse energy that we had from summer of 2023 into the start of 2025. So this is actually like we've moved into the new place. We've got the nodes in Pisces and Virgo. We're in this part of our chart. We're on this mutable axis. We're ready for this. And then we got, I left something at the old apartment. I was moving and I left something back there in Aries. Let me go back and put that energy in Aries again, take it out of Pisces for a sec while I go back into Aries and get whatever that is. And what that is a solar eclipse in Aries on the 29th of March at 3:57 a.m. Pacific. This is the end to an intense and powerful cycle for people who have cardinal signs with anything near 9 degrees. So this is happening at 9 degrees Aries on the 29th of March. And if you have a cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, with anything near 9 degrees, this solar eclipse on the 29th of March is going to allow you to feel that burst of intensity one last time, a big drain of energy. Sorry, can't help it. Big drain of energy because it's the South Node back over there. Sorry, it is the North Node in Aries giving you that big energetic pull, not drain, wrong word, that big energetic pull, that one last piece of punctuation. And I think it's going to be an exclamation point on the Aries part of your chart. And so, as I was saying for myself with Libra rising, I am looking to my 7th house for Aries. That is my husband. He's been going through some stuff, and I'm fairly certain that the eclipse on the 29th of March is going to be a big piece of punctuation on his role in my chart. Now, in his chart, it's something totally different. But in my chart, it is the him or the number one partner plus one in my life area. And we'll go through the houses for everybody for this nodal shift. But I wanted to get out there first that we have these eclipses happening on the 13th/14th of March, lunar eclipse in Virgo. That'll be a drain of energy in the Virgo part of your chart, or anywhere that you have mutable placements, mutable, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, around 23 degrees, because this lunar eclipse in Virgo on the 13th, 14th of March is happening at 23 degrees Virgo. And then we are in the eclipse window until March 29th, when we have one last punctuation mark eclipse from Aries. And this one is a solar eclipse happening on the 29th of March at 3:57 a.m. Pacific. And this one is at 9 degrees Aries, and it is impacting you if you have anything near 9 degrees of Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Between those two eclipses, whatever you do, make sure you have extra rest, extra hydration, and extra bubble wrap. Because during that time between the eclipses, especially when they jump axes like they're doing this time, that is a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, a lot of accident prone vibe. I have committed to being done with Bonnie Breaks a Toe during eclipse season. That show Did not get renewed for a new season. I'm done with that because it legit happened 3 times. Not cute. Not cute. But during the time between the 2 eclipses, the energy is extra intense. People behave unpredictably, and that energy will mostly show up in the part of your chart that is highlighted by the axis. Well, because this one in March of 2025, this eclipse season is going to go across 2 axes. It's going to hit everything mutable and then everything cardinal. That's dang 4 houses out of 12 in your chart that it's going to be possibly showing up. That's a lot of places. That's a lot of opportunity in the chart for that intensity to show up, for people to behave in ways that are different than you expect them to, and for results to be different than what you expected. But wait. Bonnie, you said that the March 2025 astrology is a little extra. Could you share a little bit about that? Why, yes, I can. On the 1st of March, Venus goes retrograde. That takes our love, money, and enoughness set point and disconnects it. Turns the energy of Venus's focus inward. I love a good Venus retrograde. I actually created a course around Venus retrograde, and I have a discount for y'all if you want to do it with me. Starting on March 1st. I mean, you could start today if you feel like you need it. It is a daily microdose of love, money, enoughness support from me, Chart Ruler Venus. I'm really good at this. It's a phenomenal mini course. 44 days with Venus. And if you put in the code RETRO at checkout through the retrograde period this year, you will be able to get, I think, $11 off. It's $44 without the discount code. So hopefully I've priced this very affordably for that many days of straight content. But the link will be in the description as you are watching this video, or you can just go over to bonniegillespie.teachable.com/courses and find your way there. Discount code RETRO, RETRO, to get your $11 off. 44 days with Venus. All that discount is good through the end of the Venus retrograde. When is Venus retrograde over? April 12th. So we got a nice long run of Venus retrograde kicking off March 1st. Great. That's one woo weather thing. What else, Bonnie? Oh, Mars now direct, now pissed because we made him go retrograde and he did not like it. Mars is now direct, but still out of bounds. Out of bounds the entire month of March. And in the sign of his fall, Cancer, his least favorite place to be, all through March. He does move into Leo soon, like in April, but the whole month of March, pissed off. Pissed off Mars, no show Venus, because she's got to go retrograde. Oh, and wait, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in March. March 14th to April 7th, because that's what we need. That's what we need. Wait, there's more. Saturn's rings go invisible in March of 2025. What that means is from where we are and where Saturn is, we are going to be going from seeing one side of the rings to the other side of the rings. But for the period of time while the rings are on the same plane as the Earth, and we're all lined up like that, we're not going to be able to see the rings of Saturn for months. They are going to become invisible in March of 2025. They're still there. And then not be visible again until November of 2025. So you thought we entered an alternate reality, and in fact we did. But I'm not done. I'm not done. We also have Uranus hanging out with these eclipses. Uranus wants to be in the chat. And Uranus likes chaos. Uranus says, where am I not free, and where can I break things to get free? Awesome. But wait, by the end of March, Neptune moves into Aries for the first time since 1862. Neptune moves into Aries for the first time since 1862. Aries, where we just had the eclipse the day before, the solar eclipse in Aries on the 29th. The very next day, Neptune moves in to Aries. And Neptune is medicine. Neptune is the arts. Neptune is what you see is not real. It's the liar planet. It is shake your magic 8-ball, reply hazy, try again later. I actually did a list of all the dates of, it's not with me here, the dates of Neptune in Aries, and there's some interesting patterns there. It takes 165 years for planets to go all the way around, but this moving into Aries is a really big deal because it is the start of a whole new cycle for Neptune. And we're getting just a little flirtation of Neptune in Aries, and then Neptune's going to back out because of retrograde and then officially move in 2026. So what we're getting this year, starting at the end of March of 2025, is a preview of what to expect from the Neptune Aries years. While Uranus is moving into Gemini. And I definitely can tell you that those patterns I have talked about quite a bit. I'm going to do a webinar, I think, about Saturn and Neptune going over into Aries, so we can do a deep dive on what that means. Because those are things that show up more culturally, socially, universally. Whereas the other stuff, the little planets, the close-in planets, and especially the moon, affect us personally. I'm now going to take a look at the chat, and then we're going to go house by house for what to expect with these eclipses. But I'm just letting you know that none of the woo weather happens alone. It all happens simultaneously with lots of other woo weather. And March of 2025, in particular, really big long void moons, long periods of disconnection, jolts and shakeups. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. All right. Let's take a look. Oh, Diane has given you the link to my 44 Days with Venus in the chat. Thank you, Day. Thank you, Day. Is Mala coming to visit me? Nope. Okay. Do I have Mala beads? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, what a good boy. Go to your spot. Go to your spot. It's a Mala sighting. Hi, baby. And he's gone, just like that. I got a kiss on the nose, and then he went to his spot, and now he's gone. All right. They got to go outside. All right, let's take a look. Yes, please. I have a lot in Pisces and Aries, so this moving into Aries is like, Hello, Lisa. Yes, crazy astro indeed. It's funny because I was answering someone somewhere, probably on Bluesky, my new favorite place. It's like old Twitter. I know it's not pronounced Bluesky, but when you retweet someone, like, what do you call it? You re-skeet them because blue sky, skeet. I don't know. So I call it Bluesky because one of my clients called it Bluesky and I thought it was adorable, so that's what I'm calling it. I know that's not what it's called. Anyway, I was having a conversation there, and it was like, nothing makes sense in the world right now except astrologically. I don't know if that's supposed to be comforting, but to me it is. Yes, nothing is normal. Unprecedented times. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go Neptune. Yes. Fabulous, wonderful. Venus needs much help. Join me, friends. Yeah, Day, thank you for joining us in 44 Days with Venus. If your Venus natally is in need of help, it will get it by like day 3. You will already feel so much more connected with your Venus and in an enriched place with it, with her. When you really get going with the 44 Days with Venus, you start noticing that you're just magnetically attracting everything in the areas of love, money, enoughness, and it just gets really beautiful and easy. And that's the idea. Venus wants it to be ease-filled. Venus is never going to tell you have to work for it. Venus is never going to tell you you're late. That is my signature line for my chart ruler, Venus. She says, Bonnie's never late, always worth the wait. And it's true. Bonnie's got some day 2 hair. It looks like it is time for a shamps. It's time for a shamps. Some shampoos. Okay, remember gifting me cardinal and mutable profiles both? VO. Yes. So you're getting it equally on both axes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Third house Aries, eighth house Taurus. Wah. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'm reading this right. I'm rusty. My Mars is at 10 degrees Aries. Okay, Jessica, if your Mars is at 10 degrees Aries, this eclipse is going to be igniting your Mars while Mars is still angry as fuck because he's in Cancer and he doesn't like it and he's out of bounds. But at least he's not retrograde anymore. So at least there's that. But yeah, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. My Sun at 9 degrees Aries, of course. VO. Yeah. Yep. No question. You will feel that one if it's seriously on your Sun. You will feel it. You will feel it physically. And I recommend rest, hydration, bubble wrap. Those are my big three for all things eclipse. Rest because the moon events, especially eclipses, exhaust us. They're just energetically a lot. The body that is closest to us astrologically is in a state of distress. And you got to remember back to the original astrology. The moon disappeared. The thing they used for light at night disappeared. Or worse, the sun disappeared. The thing they used for light during the day disappeared. And it meant a king was going to die. If a king was born, a future king was born during that event, they were going to rule in a more malefic way. There are like all these things that they decided are what those things meant. But you got to remember that when astrology was being figured out, there was this whole like, what the F is that's going on? We, of course, scientifically know what's going on, and it still is a drain. It still is a drain energetically. For the same reason that anybody who has ever felt like the tides or the moon phases affect them physically with certain symptoms or certain levels of energy or your cycle, you know exactly what I'm talking about with the moon stuff. So that's why rest. Why hydration? Because again, moon things, very hard on you in terms of your level of hydration. For the same reason that we are mostly water, the planet is mostly water, the moon, big pull on water. It's the, Cancer is the sign that is in domicile, that the moon is in domicile when in it because she rules Cancer. It is very important that you stay hydrated and soaking in tubs if you can. Like just put yourself in water as much as possible. And then bubble wrap so you don't break toes. But specifically, if you got something at 9 degrees Aries, that second eclipse, I would like just not travel, not meet up with people. This is not the week to the week between the eclipses. This is not the week to skydive. I mean, right now I'm not getting in a plane. I have not gotten in a plane since February of 2020, and that's probably going to be, that record is probably going to hold for a good long time. I'm not going anywhere. Virgo's where my sun is. Great. We'll be talking about that. 8th house, 11th house. Okay, so y'all sharing. Excellent. My Virgo has Uranus and Pluto, both retrograde. Yeah, I've got, my Uranus is Libra, but I've got the Pluto Virgo signature as well, but not retrograde. Virgo 9th house with Uranus and Pluto. Oh, look at y'all. Twinsing. I'm a Pisces with lots of Capricorn, Aquarius rising, lots of earth, no fire. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, I'm low on fire too. I'm low on fire, low on earth. My Capricorn moon loves it. Yay. Okay, good. Okay, just getting caught up on all that. All right, so here we go. What are we starting a trend of? Do tell. What is the trend that we're going to do? I want to know. I don't like the distribution of my, I'm making tinctures. I'm preparing for the time when no one can afford any kind of medicine in our country. And so I am blending things, doing naturopath type things, but I am not a doctor. I do not play one on TV. I do not play one on the internet. I sometimes play one in the bedroom, but that's none of your business. So I'm not sure I got that mixture right. I think I want to try a different ratio of stuff with that. Oh, nice. Pluto, Uranus also paired up in Virgo twinsies. Yep. Blue ski. Okay, great. Trend blue ski. Let's do it. All right. Let's go house by house, shall we? All right. I'm going to look at these slides are so cute. Y'all tell me in the chat how cute my slides are. I know you can't see my slides. I know. You cannot see my slides. You can tell me they're cute. Bonnie, those slides are so cute. I will put a link to the slides in the description after the broadcast so y'all can have my slides because they're really cute. Okay. They're very pretty. Okay. So the reminder here is that the second eclipse in March, the one on the 29th, remember that one is back to Aries, Libra. So I'm not talking about that one right now. We'll get back on that after. What we're talking about right now is the North Node shifted January 11th, 2025 into Pisces, which means an amplification of energy, an amplifying of energy to your Pisces house, wherever that is in your chart. The Pisces house, if we're using whole sign houses, it is an entire house. The Pisces part of your chart, ruled by Jupiter in traditional rulership, is getting a lot of energy, a lot of attention, and it is getting louder. Pisces is not typically a loud sign, but while the North Node is there for these 18 and a half months, you are getting a connection with the Pisces part of your chart turned up. And the Pisces part of your chart is magic. It's mysticism. It's astrology. It's religion. It's faith. It's trust. It's the infinite. It's all the timelines, all the dimensions. It's music, the arts. It is escapism. It's drugs. It's medicine. It is gaming. It is mental health. It is the place that you go and escape and forget to come back because you lose all sense of time. That is the Pisces part of the chart that is for everyone turned up through July of 2026. So when people were like, I don't know, I feel like we entered an alternate timeline, I'm like, North Node in Pisces says yes. Correct. That is true. It checks out. Yes. We are having conversations on a completely different dimension right now. And so for those of us who've been practicing doing those kinds of things for many, many years, in some cases decades, we are finding more people coming to us and saying things like, okay, good, I'm not crazy. I'm not losing my mind. I am not all the labels that gaslighters want to put on me. I'm actually just feeling the Pisces part of my chart, and I'm getting messages from beyond because that's what's supposed to happen here. Yes. Yes. And we make space for that, and we work out with that, and we lean into it, and we feel less scared by that. So it also means, however, that the Virgo part of your chart, wherever that is, has the South Node visiting. And so from January of 2025 to July of 2026, through to almost the end of July of 2026, the Virgo part of your chart is going to be draining. It is going to take a lot of energy, not in the good way. So whereas the Pisces part of your chart is going to get a lot of attention and be amplified, it's going to be turned up, it's going to feel easy. That means if you're the type of person who gets visitations in dreams, they're going to be crowding you out now. They're going to be showing up all the time. The messengers, the dragonflies, butterflies, hummingbirds, all those things that like to show up and send you a message, angel numbers, finding something on the ground that you were like, oh my gosh, this is my mom's from 30 years ago in a different country. Why is it here on the street right now? Like those types of things. That's all fair game. That's all happening. But on the Virgo side of things, the literal note keeping, list making, checking things off, noticing details, being aware of the time and the grammar and the words that you choose and all the things that Virgo is so great at, and the ability to heal because of the full inventory of all the things that are wrong or in need of improving, is going to be exhausting. That part of the chart, it's going to be challenging to support for a lot of us, especially if you have placements. If you have things in your chart in Virgo, the drain is going to really hit those planets, those placements. So again, back to me, because I can always talk about how it affected me and give you 1, 2, 3, 4 the time. I can give you the specific way it happened in my life. while the South Node was in Libra, my first house, also my moon, also my Jupiter, also my Uranus, all of that energy was just a constant South Node drain, 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 exhausted, 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 exhausted. It was very challenging for me to show up and do anything without being physically exhausted because first house. So when you are dealing with Virgo hitting each of those things, in my case, ascendant, moon, Jupiter, Uranus, each of those has a different job already. And then the South Node said, we're going to still do that job. We're just going to make it take more energy than you're used to. We're going to make it harder. I did not like that. It was a lot. It took a lot of energy. It was exhausting. Okay. So we're going to go through house by house by house, what to expect with the North Node moving into Pisces. So what I want you to look at in your chart is, where is the Pisces part of your chart? Now, it's easy to get this confused, and a lot of clip art out there. I noticed at Canva, there's a lot of clip art that has the astrology chart wheel, and they use the Gemini sign where Pisces should be. And they can look similar, but they're not the same. So Pisces is one that comes in like an H that has like curves to it. So it's like this with a line across. That's your Pisces mark. Okay. You want to find the Pisces house in your chart, and that is the place that is going to be getting more attention and feeling easier. And again, that means visitations easier, messages from beyond easier, lucid dreaming easier, psychic downloads easier, creative cave easier, music easier, art easier, script writing easier, script ideas easier, script writing, you may forget. Because what is time? Gotta remember, Pisces, what is time? Where are my pants? You know, Pisces is, they're doing other dimension shit. They don't have time for this timeline. This timeline's like a lot. All right, so if you have your first house in Pisces, Pisces risings, you're already psychic, you know this, and the North Node being in your first house is going to make it indisputable. You are going to step into your gifts, but make sure that you keep your good boundaries going so that anything you do one-on-one doesn't drain you too much. And that's because that South Node in your 7th house can mean your one-on-one relationships need better boundaries. Do you see how that works across the axis from 1st to 7th house? My slides are so cute. Thank you for telling me my slides are cute. All right. Now, if you have Pisces in the 2nd house, which would mean that you have Aquarius rising, or am I going the wrong way? Aries rising. Yeah. No. Yeah, Aquarius rising. You will, yes, go with your gut more, see more consistent revenue and enjoyment of your stuff, whether it's stuff that you bought, stuff that you own, stuff that you created, stuff that you put out in the world. You are going to find more value around those things, but you're going to have to release the need to control what you can't see, because you're going to have the Virgo South Node, 8th house. You've got to release the need to control what you can't see, which is already one of the lessons of an 8th house Virgo. So you gotta keep that in mind, that in consideration. Okay, next up, let me go here to 3rd house. Let me play with this. 3rd house Pisces. 3rd house Pisces. Is that my Capricorn risings? I think it is. My 3rd house? Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay. You will feel like you're running all over the place, especially in your local world. You're going to be like, it's always something. It's a neighbor, it's a sibling, it's a cousin, it's a close friend. It's like, I got to, here, little local things. Like this would be a time, North Node in Pisces, 3rd house would be a really good time to get into maybe local politics or local volunteering, doing things that connect you with your neighborhood. In like your homeowners group or your neighborhood watch or whatever your you're able to do. Like, we have a really good unhoused residence program here in Santa Monica, where there's a lot of nice things that we can do together and create libraries and ways for people to connect with lots of things that we don't often think about if they are housing challenged. And those are some ways that a Capricorn rising could really use this energy right now. Less focus on book smarts for the Capricorn because the ninth house Virgo is going to have the South Node visiting. I know my Capricorn risings are like, I'm sorry, less book smarts. I do not understand what that means. But trust me, it will be exhausting to use that energy right now. So you're gonna want to move it along and allow yourself to be more intuitive and less worried or concerned about did you cite your sources? And again, Capricorn rising, I know you're like, Bonnie, you're hilarious. That is not possible. Okay, fourth house Pisces. This is my Sagittarius risings. Fourth house Pisces. This is going to be a time when your home is like all getting spirit visits, all getting tons of souls, and ghosts, if they come visit you, are going to be like in your actual physical home right now. Enjoy connecting with them, make them feel welcomed, set up an altar for them. Honestly, there are people who go, wait, I get a little creeped out by folks visiting me in my home. Setting up an altar sounds like it's inviting them. No, what setting up an altar does is contains the energy to that space. You create an ancestral altar and say, this is the place where you are welcomed, so that you don't come into my dreams and wake me up and make me do things for you in the middle of the night because I need to get my sleep. So feel a sense of belonging and allow them to feel that sense of belonging as they show up for you and with you. Really make that home an environment that is welcoming for those other world, other timeline messages. And again, for Sagittarius rising, this means that you are going to need to release perfectionism around how you show up in your career, because the Sagittarius rising has Virgo 10th house. And so that 10th house is where we do our public facing work and show up for our career. It's not going to be a high energy time for your career, Sagittarius rising. It is in fact going to be draining to do things that are in the public eye, for the next year and a half at least. For my fifth house Pisces folks, which are going to be the ones with Scorpio rising, my Scorpio risings, you are going to take risks and you are going to do them intuitively, and it is all going to pay off. It is all going to feel good. It is all going to click with the way you have a knowing of what it is that you should do. And should's the wrong word. It's just you have a knowing of how things are and how they need to be. So do that. And what you have to let go, because Virgo 11th house is giving a shit what anybody else thinks or says about what you do. I know. Scorpio rising just put a hex on me because I said they have to let go of what other people are saying about them. I mean it. Letting go of what other people are saying about you is going to be your saving grace while the South Node is visiting your Virgo 11th house. Trust me on this. We have a thing that we did in my Live Your Chart membership called Disappoint More People. And that's a phrase I heard from someone years ago as like a mantra. And I went, yes, that is so good. And we were studying where in your chart is people pleasing in my Live Your Chart membership. And we decided after that day's exploration on Zoom that we were going to start a thread in Discord called Disappoint More People. And we come in and report on that thread every day if we want to, of how we disappointed more people. I'm going to recommend that for my Scorpio risings for this nodal time period. Okay, next up we have our Libra risings. It's me! Libra rising has Pisces 6th house, and that means the North Node there is going to create daily doings that are way more spiritual. So this is going to mean a lot more of the things that you do in the tiny, itty-bitty, day-to-day, mundane, I don't even think about it type stuff is going to be infused with more spirituality, more ancestral ritual, more intuitive gifts. And that's part of me creating these tinctures and using myself as a guinea pig and testing, do I like that flavor? Does that work? And also the stuff that I'm doing with my dog, that is all North Node being with, I'm not performing medicine on my dog. I'm not performing medicine on anybody. That sounded connected in a weird way. The 6th house also represents your pets. It also represents your jobby job if you have a jobby job. I do not have a jobby job, so I look to the 6th house for my daily doings. But if you are in a jobby job, Libra risings, you will notice that you are using your intuition more and less evidence and facts and words to just know what needs to be done in that jobby job. But of course, this means you have to release perfection around the chatty brain and the things that it says about what needs to be done. It's time to chuck the checklist. It is time to tell chatty brain, thank you, noted, I heard you, and moving on. That is for my Libra risings for this year and a half that we are going to be in this together. For my 7th house, Pisces, my Virgo risings. Okay, I got bad news for you, Virgo risings. Sorry. I know, Virgo risings like, why? Okay, Virgo risings. If you're single, you can expect a spiritual connection to show up now. It's pretty awesome. It's going to be tough for you to have the physical energy to show up for that spiritual connection showing up in your 7th house. Meaning your 7th house, Pisces, Virgo rising, are getting a lot of energy around your +1. All through this nodal axis experience, you're going to have really great spiritual connection with someone new. If you're not single, you can expect a more spiritual connection with your person or people, depending on how you roll. Just know that while that feels really good and energizing, you physically, with the South Node in your 1st house for this year and a half, are going to find that everything takes more physical energy than you're used to. And that can be confronting to a Virgo rising, especially because you're an earth sign. You're used to being able to just roll up your sleeves and get shit done. And you're going to find that it just takes a lot, because that South Node is draining the energy there. And I speak from experience, having had that signature for the last nodal cycle. It is a challenge. Okay, next up, we're looking at our Leo risings. Hello, Leo risings. Yes, this story is all about you. You've got Pisces in your 8th house and Virgo in your 2nd house. So that North Node in your Pisces 8th house means you will have windfalls, you will have surprise transformations, things that go spiritual that you would not expect to go spiritual, and you will have shadow work starting to get your focus, but in ways that you actually are able to create magic there. You're probably going to have a lot less focus on possessions while you spend this time in your Pisces 8th house, because it's going to be so much fun to do cool little witchy things in your Pisces 8th house, and your actual possessions that are in your 2nd house of Virgo are going to just take a lot of energy and not be as much fun to keep up with. So that means more lottery winnings and less day-to-day jobby job fun. But Leo's like, yeah, I already was ready to leave that job. You might. That's certainly some of the energy that can happen during this particular nodal signature. Next up, my Cancer risings. Okay, Cancer risings, you are going to have your Pisces 9th house getting more philosophical, more spiritual. You may even create an astrology business or a tarot business. You might create something that is a container for the people that you are leading in your life, that you're like surprised how many people are coming to you for more spiritual connection. Cancer rising, you already know how to do it. It's just you spend most of your energy worried about what you're doing rather than doing the doing of it. It is going to get much easier to do the doing of it now because of that Pisces 9th house visit by the North Node. Of course, on the flip side of that, we've got the South Node hanging out in your 3rd house, which is going to be a drain of energy to things like your siblings and your cousins and your closest friends and your neighborhood and social media and connection with people in writing. It's just going to feel like a burden, and you may just stop doing it altogether. I definitely am happier with fewer social media points of contact. I do not miss the places that I have broken up with in terms of social media, especially because I'm done helping billionaires get richer every minute of every damn day. It is just so much easier to go away from social media when I picture the four horsemen of social media behind the head Cheeto in chief. I almost made it all the way through without talking about the orange one. Oh well, let's continue. It had to happen. Let's go now to our, who's rising now? Gemini risings. Gemini rising. Okay, it's a big time. Gemini, big time, because you are on that mutable axis. And I have a lot of Gemini rising clients, so I know y'all are already looking forward to this one. You're on that mutable axis for your angles, which means big, big stuff in the public houses. So you need to trust your gut regarding your career. You have 10th house Pisces. You already are used to trusting your gut with your career, but it's now time for your business to actually level up. You are ready to step into that role and make that Pisces / spiritual / witchy / religious / whatever that realm is for you, dream interpretation, I don't know, whatever that business might be. It is time to make that more public and more available to the world. You gotta trust yourself that it is time. You are ready. You got this. And you're going to find that your family matters become more of a drain. Your residence may become a drain. Your ancestral home may become a drain. You may have real estate matters that take a lot of your attention and energy and focus, and it just is stuff that you would rather not deal with right now. I get it. You can do it. You've got the Virgo there in the 4th house to do those details. You'll be fine. But / and you're going to be having a party up in your 10th house career and showing up. So I don't know how much you'll want to do in that home area of things, your family stuff. Okay, and then we go to our, oh, my slides are so cute. Let's go to our Taurus risings. Our Taurus risings, you've got 11th house, yes, 11th house Pisces, and that is going to be an increase of attention on activism, your fan base, your audience, showing up for them, the legacy that you're going to leave behind, the service that you do for the collective. These are all going to feel really important to you now in a way that's more important than they felt previously. And you're going to be more energized to do those things. You are, however, going to feel, because of the South Node in your 5th house, less connected with or drained of energy by your children or your interest in having children or taking risks. You may feel like things need to be a little just more stable and neutral there than usual. The 5th house is a place where we play and get frisky, and you're going to be like, I got no time for that. I got no energy for that because I need to be over here serving my community. And hopefully that will feel easy and yummy to you. And then finally, for our Aries risings, sweet, sweet Aries rising, you've got Pisces North Node, 12th house for this year and a half, and that is deep ancestral communication, which you're already used to because you already have a Pisces 12th house, which means you regularly are having those dreams and downloads and visits and messages, but it's now going to turn way, way up, especially while you're sleeping. Keep that dream journal, keep up with how you want, again, that altar for containment. Big recommendation. Create that ancestral altar and say, y'all leave my messages here so that I can sleep, because otherwise they're going to be all up in your business constantly. And we are in these human skin suits, and that means that we do need rest. So just a little piece of advice on that. It could take up a lot of energy. The drain of your energy, for those of you with Aries rising, is going to be 6th house matters. The mundane, the easy day-to-day things. You're going to find it's tough to keep a habit. It's tough to keep a ritual. You'll go all day and go, oh my God, I never brushed my teeth this morning. You'll be out somewhere and go like, I totally forgot to put on underwear. Like, there's just stuff that you are going to space out about. And as Aries rising, you don't usually do that. You don't like that. That's kind of weird how that's happening. But your your Virgo 6th house is going to be getting that visit of the South Node, and it is going to feel more draining in those areas. Whew. How'd we do? I'm checking the chat. All right. How'd we do? Don't you love my slides? I've been dreaming like crazy, says Carla. I believe it. Mercury in Pisces, 10 degrees. Yep. That tracks. Pisces moon, 7 degrees with Chiron, 10 degrees in 9th house. All right, Carla. That's big. Pisces 3rd house, Saturn retrograde in your natal chart, Pisces. So you're having your Saturn return right now too. Deb, Marie, you and Keith having your Saturn return. That's a lot. And Saturn in Pisces is no joke. I mean, obviously, we've been dealing with that for a couple of years now. Yep, Aqua rising Pisces second house. Great, great, great. Me? Worried? Never. Day, no need to be worried. Thank you, Teresa. Teresa, I have great news. Guess what we were able to find? I am ready for March 14th. March 14th, use your moons. And I have purple. I have blue. I'm going to use yellow for black. I think that'll work. These are the chart harmony colors, except this would be black instead of yellow. And there's not a black highlighter, so we're going to use yellow. I don't dream usually, Holly, but I've been dreaming and remembering lately. Holly, that tracks. The Pisces North Node, wherever it is in our charts, is going to make the space between this dimension and other dimensions smaller, narrower, thinner. It's going to be much easier to reach across and access like that. Yes, final questions. We're going to close up here in the next few minutes. So other questions that you may have, please feel free to pop them in. Okay, Eclipse protocol, clean your tools. No crystal charging. Cover things. Change out your altar if you need to. Rest, hydrate, bubble wrap, especially the time between the two eclipses. We're on the two axes. I gave you the dates and times and degrees. We did house by house. We did the axis dates. Go get my new moon in Pisces PDF because we have a new moon in Pisces at 4:44 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, the 27th of February 2025. I'm very excited about that. This is a really good new moon. Plant seeds for where you want to connect more spiritually, where you want to use that intuitive gift that is Pisces, where you want to allow those psychic downloads. And it could be, I need to set boundaries around that. It's totally fine, especially those of you with Saturn Pisces. Setting boundaries around Piscean things is a big theme because Pisces kind of doesn't have boundaries, and that's not a good thing. Like, we need boundaries or else that water just goes everywhere. 44 days with Venus, discount code RETRO now through April 12th of 2025. Please come join me for 44 days with Venus. March 1st, we get Venus retrograde. So it is a great time to revisit this daily microdose of Venus love led by me. Love, money, enoughness. Let's get that all turned up. If you want to know when I will next be live, go to bonniegillespie.com/events. And that is my checklist of all the things that we were going to talk about. Now let me see what questions you gave me. Loving. Woohoo, yes, nice set. Sun and Pluto in Virgo, 10th house. Is that intense? Zedam, it just means you're going to experience a drain of energy for your health vitality. Not like you're going to get sick. It's just the stuff that usually energizes you is going to take a lot more effort because your sun is getting visited by the South Node. So as the South Node transits your 10th house, that would normally mean your career is going to take a lot of extra energy. And usually we don't mind putting a lot more energy into our career because it is like it's not the jobby job. It is the thing that we want to do. It's how we want to show up in the world and be seen. It's our reputation. It's our ambition. But because your sun is there, when the South Node is on top of your sun, when the South Node is on top of any of your life car, your big three, your rising, which is your driver of your life car, or your sun, which is the navigator of your life car, knows where you're headed, the moon, which is the backseat driver of your life car, any of those getting a visit by the South Node, it is going to be more taxing than any other planet or placement getting a visit by the South Node. So just especially when the South Node is at the same degree as your sun in Virgo, take extra precautions with your energy. Schedule more time around things that you normally could just do quickly. And just in terms of your physical wellness, take your vitamins, get your rest, go get a massage. Don't learn to skydive at the moment that the South Node is hanging out on your sun, because your vitality is the sun. It is quite valuable to have it protected during a South Node visit. Okay. And you'll be feeling the eclipses. By the way, that's the big takeaway. Big takeaway. The axis on which the eclipses are happening for the next year and a half will be transformed. By the time you and I have this conversation after July of 2026, we will have had these 18 and a half months of eclipses in our Pisces and Virgo houses. Those are areas of our lives that are going to be completely different by the middle of 2026. So look for that transformation to start last month when the nodes shifted into Venus, Virgo, and Pisces. Venus and Virgo are not the same thing, even though they both start with V and have 5 letters. Excellent. Learning so much. Yay. And my chart and my quirks, right? Isn't it fun to like go, oh my God, my personality makes sense in a really cool way. And like I said, I was sharing this at Blue Ski. Nothing makes sense right now except astrologically. It all makes sense astrologically. X'd out on your calendars for eclipses. That's right. We will be doing the X out those eclipses on the calendar when we do another calendar run through on the 14th of March. My Use Your Moons playlist is available to you if you want to see the workup that we already did for the March 2025 calendar together. That was so much fun. And now I am equipped for the March edition, doing the April calendar in full color with my overhead camera and all sorts of goodies like that. Yay. Are you going to do stelliums next month? Not scheduled for today. If you go to bonniegillespie.com/events, you will always see my most up to date schedule of things. We are going to be doing a stelliums live stream. Yes. I have an article on do you have a stellium, and I think that is also linked in my events calendar, so you can go and read about a stellium to find out if you have one. We will be doing stelliums. We will be doing, what else? Something that I'm actually going to be doing with my Live Your Chart membership is how to know whether a particular transit is going to be high impact for you or not. And I'm really excited about that one because there are certain things that we look for in the chart to know if a transit or a shift is going to impact us or not. It's based on where things are in our natal chart. And I like that. It's kind of like the yays and boos that we did earlier this month. The yays and boos of the natal chart tell us where we have the strongest planets and placements in the chart and where we have things that are not so strong and we need to create extra support for them. This is kind of going to be like a yays and boos for like, is this transit going to bother me or is it not going to be all that noticed? I'm really excited about that because now we're creating some of what I think is like the chart harmony core curriculum. We'll be doing that in Live Your Chart, but I'll probably test run a little something, a higher level, less deep dive version in the live stream, just to see how it flies for y'all. No, it's my birthday. Saturday was finally a great event happening locally, 329. Well, VO, expect fireworks. You got new highlighters for the next Use Your Moons too, Holly. Awesome. Awesome. Fabulous. I'm so glad. All right, this was a blast. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Take good care of yourself. Remember, Eclipse protocol: rest, hydration, bubble wrap. All right, hug yourself, get that shadow side, stay grounded unless it's time to float. Happy Pisces season. I love you all. See you next time. Bye.